All right. It looks like it says we're starting. It looks like we're live. Let me make sure everything looks good on the YouTube side. And then if you guys can see us in the chat, please say hi, hello. Hey, it's those boys.
It's those boys.
Just want to make sure that everyone can see and or hear us. Yes, awesome. Okay. That is a considerable delay, which is unfortunate, but we'll just roll with it. Here we are. I managed to get YouTube working on the first try. And so okay, here I want to be clear with what's been happening with YouTube. Also, before I get too far into this, I want to apologize for this disheveled mess behind me. We are in the process of moving, and so when one moves, one packs. That's why my house looks like a disaster. But I want to explain because we've had like YouTube problems for the last 3 or 4 months. I want to explain why we've been having YouTube problems. So, YouTube, when you start, like you click a button that says I want to stream on YouTube, and they're like, hey, cool, let me take you to this page. And then it wants you to do like the basic like just the webcam in the browser. You don't have no customization, you have nothing like that, and I can't share my screen, which doesn't really work for this scenario. So that doesn't work. So I have to click the advanced one. However, when you click the advanced one, it automatically creates like a new live event for you, but it only does that like it creates that in your video playlist. Like if you go to like your video profile on your YouTube channel, it'll show it sitting there. But on the page, it says that you just went live. So, which of course it's a very misleading phrase because I think I just went live as the, oh crap, I'm currently live, but I'm not. It's waiting for me to go live, but it means like it's spun up a new event waiting for me to actually start it. So
that is pretty tricky.
But as if that wasn't dumb enough, from that page, the URL I have is just a static, youtube.com/sneakattack/live. But that's not good. That's not just for the patrons. I need like a custom URL just for the patrons. So I have to go back to like the video manager page, go into that event, and then there's a custom URL in that event. And it's just it's documented nowhere. This is not detailed at all. And they just they completely changed the process of doing it and completely ruined it in my opinion. And I apologize for the rant. It is super frustrating. But I figured it out. It is working. Welcome. Hi. Glad you guys can be here. Yeah, there's no reason it needs to be that complicated. You're absolutely right, Ellen. So, anyways, glad everyone is here. Happy July. Wink, wink. It's not July. Sorry. Days go long.
Wait, it's not July?
Who knows what's going on? I have no idea what time it is. What day it is.
Shoot off your fireworks.
Shoot them off.
Hey kids, shoot them off.
Dan, you're a little quiet on mine. I'm gonna bring you up a little bit. Boop.
Yeah.
Brought you up. Okay.
Boost to me.
So if you have a question, something you want to submit, and you are new here, first of all, welcome. Super glad you could make it. But in your question, just put at the very beginning, all capital letters, question, then the colon, then your question. Because if chat gets moving and like the three of us are talking and I don't see a question coming right away, it won't necessarily pop in the old eyeballs if you don't call it out right there at the beginning. But all capital letters, question, then your question, then I'll be able to see it. And apologies, Dan and Mike can't see the chat because we are still in a pandemic, whether or not we want to believe it. And so we are all doing this from our respective homes, but only I'm hosting the stream. So only I can see the chat. Whoops. You know how it is. And so if something does pop up, I'll be sure to relay it to them. But I want to know, you guys, how's everything been going?
Good.
Oh, let me tell you something, Reed.
Talk to me, Dan.
You know how the other day we were playing COD and you're like, the Ram 7 is a garbage gun.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I max leveled it last night and it's pretty awesome.
So you haven't oh, there you go.
Oh,
you got a Gengar. Or is that a Haunter?
Hey guys, quick thing. We got a Pokemon on the Switch, and my son, come on in here. He's very excited that he caught this.
Is that a Haunter?
It is a Haunter. He really wants a Gengar, so he's
Oh,
very
you got to
excited.
evolve it. Yeah. Good job.
All right, good job, buddy.
So I'm not.
All right, okay,
Gosh, that's
love
so
you.
awesome. That's so awesome.
He's barged in. I thought the cops were coming in. Nope, it's my
I thought you were
son
getting
showing me
swatted.
that.
You were getting swatted.
I was like, "Who did it? Who did it?" Nope, it's my son.
Hey.
Sorry, Dan. Go ahead. Or
No, that was
Call of
that
Duty.
was that was an incredible moment right there.
The Ram 7, Dan.
It's a good gun. That's it.
It's a
That's all
good
I gotta
gun.
Say now.
Here's another hot take. I had the grilled cheese burrito at Taco Bell.
I had that today too.
I love it.
It was.
I love it.
Okay,
I love
break
everything
down for
about
me.
it.
Break it down for me, because
The cheese on the outside.
It was too greasy, because
Oh,
they
we're
put.
at Taco Bell, bro.
I know, but they put the cheese on. Like, I don't mind greasy on the inside. I just don't want to wrap my hands around grease.
Yeah,
but-
that's why they give you that little extra paper on the outside for that.
I just took that off immediately.
You didn't understand what that was for.
No, it was probably my fault.
Like, what's all this wrapping?
Yeah, it's just too many barriers between me and my food.
It's good though.
So
What is this? This sounds like an abomination, but I'm here for it.
it's just a grilled burrito, but they sprinkle like Kobe
Cheese
Jack
on the
cheese on
outside.
top. Yeah,
On
and then
the
before they
outside.
before they press it.
I mean, they got like, there's literally everything in there. So it's like you can't go wrong with like a cheese, some meats, some chips. I think there's chips in there.
Yeah, I
some
took
chicken.
There's
I took
Doritos
them
in
out.
it?
No, it's
Yeah,
like
something.
it's like Fritos. I told him to leave it off. Yeah, I ain't about that. I ain't about that noise.
You tell people at Taco Bell to leave things off.
Oh,
What
yes.
is this, Chipotle?
Yeah, no, my meal my order is
That's-
100% customized. I get
Oh.
Anyway,
completely a la carte. I do nothing as they intend it.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I would never go to Taco Bell with you.
No, you want to know our Taco Bell orders today? So Tiff and I were coming home. My sister-in-law was watching our son. We were out working this morning, and so on our way home we swung through a Taco Bell drive-through and picked up some lunch for us. And our order was Tiffany gets the Crunchwrap Supreme. So I ordered Crunchwrap Supreme, no nacho cheese, no sour cream. And then the hard shell taco that comes with it, no cheese on that. Tiffany is like, she's not lactose intolerant, but she has a lactose intolerance.
I do too, but I'm just like, I don't care. I gotta clear my schedule for the afternoon hours,
Just
and that's the only time I have that.
set
sort
a
of
block
stuff.
of time. Yep. And then my order was the burrito, but with no sour cream and no chips on it.
all right.
You know, it was good. I mean, it tasted good. I just didn't like holding the greasy mess. Let's stop talking about Taco Bell for a second, because we do have a couple questions that come in.
Alright.
Ellen asked, question, obviously no pressure, things are wacky, but any updates or a time frame for the character art prints for the last month of Class 3? Hey, Ellen, that's an excellent question, and it's funny you brought that up, because I may or may not have something to show everybody right now. How about this? Boom!
Oh, you're gonna show it.
Boom! Look at that. It's
Look
I
at it.
can't see it, but
Feast
I'm
your
sure it's
eyes.
great.
You've
Feast your
seen it,
eyes.
Mike. You've seen it.
Has Dan seen it?
No, Dan hasn't seen it.
No.
Can I
don't know.
text it to our little chatty?
Yeah, you
In
can
the text?
you can text it.
An iMessage?
Mike and I literally got, this is like the 95% finished version according to Adam, our artist. It is the only thing that is currently maybe a little incomplete is some lighting or shading, according to Adam. But I figured this is probably very close to what you guys will receive in the mail. I was gonna save this for the end, but since Ellen asked, I mean, let's just do it. I am extremely, extremely happy with how this turned out. I think it is,
Oh, that's hot.
yeah, probably one of like the best things I think we've ever like collaborated on. Obviously the characters look amazing. Like the player characters, we have awesome representation. This is my favorite panel here. This like Evig though. Evig looking at himself in the tube with little Sagart in front is like my favorite thing. I'm such a fan of that. Nova here. We got George. This is O'Malley, Red Fred. The one suspender half off is like my favorite thing. Yeah, the fact that T's wearing like our actual Carl's Repair shirt. This is Cassida. Obviously, we got the Chancellor up here, the Templars to the God of Life up here. Here's Omar and Martha, and here's my boy Braxton over here on the side with this awesome little like hexagon mesh webbing in his suit. It's so good.
I'm
It's
I'm
so
rem-
good.
I'm remembering what I said about Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner, but
Yeah.
more suave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I had all the players. I had all the players
Oh god.
like submit a character description of what they like, how they think they look. And Danny's contribution was like Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049, only more suave. And we of course said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, he captured it. It's perfect.
Unfortunately, it's actually
With
what
the
he
pickle.
did with the pickle and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I love how Chip is full on Boog Boy.
Is what?
With the he's full on Boog Boy with that Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. So that's and that, again, that is official canonical art, ladies and gentlemen. That
Gosh,
is
that's so good.
it's legitimately it's incredible. So yeah, the lighting and shading stuff might be tweaked a little bit, and we're gonna add the actual like sneak attack mark up in the top left corner. But then they're gonna get printed and shipped. I fully expect. Is Danny a little quiet for everyone else? Gosh, all right, I'll bring him up louder. I mean, like, what else can I do here? I will. The plan is, I think, assuming that like the actual printing process doesn't take forever, Mike. I would hope we would be able to get them out before August is over.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's like I said,
Can we get one of these?
yeah. I'm getting enough for everybody. You know how I do. You know how I do.
This is so great.
Yeah, legitimately. Props to Adam. It's Kovar Art on Twitter. To give him some love, man. I haven't shared this out publicly yet, obviously. Just the patrons. You guys are the only ones who have seen it yet. So this is, I mean, not even Josh and Kelsey have seen it yet, unfortunately.
I mean, that's on them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they should be more engaged and not have a newborn child. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, come on, priorities.
But I'm gonna tweet this out and probably pop it in the Discord and everything like that. So I'm super thrilled. Go give Adam some love on Twitter. I think he just did an amazing job. Like, seriously knocked it out of the park. Took what Mike and I kind of had envisioned and just totally nailed it. So super happy to get it to you guys. It's, yeah, like I said, hopefully by the end of August is the plan. And thank you, Ellen, for asking. I did have it queued up as a little bit of like a reveal, but I'm glad it came up organically. So yeah, that's the print. It's incredible. Just nothing but being impressed with that. Question from Amelia. Question: chips on sandwiches, like in between the pieces of bread. Discuss.
Oh,
100,000,000%.
Must.
Yeah. Like,
It's the only way
yeah.
to eat a Jimmy John sandwich.
oh, Jimmy
Hands
John's
down.
with the barbecue Jimmy chips.
Oh, come on.
That's like college. You know what I mean?
That's it.
That's
It's it.
I take a bite and I'm back at university.
You take the lettuce out and you replace it with chips.
Right, because like lettuce is a crunch in and of its own self, but it's like bad crunch. You want that unhealthy crunch.
Disgusting.
Anything that grows out of the ground, I usually just like toss that aside. Let's put in something processed, please. Also, here's what I'm gonna tell you. This might be controversial. I apologize in advance.
Hot take.
Not as controversial as Diet Pepsi and chocolate milk, but
Not Diet Pepsi. That's disgusting.
oh yeah, that's where you draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
But you make yourself a delicious ham and cheese sandwich. Everyone loves a good like lunch meat and
Okay.
cheese sandwich. You do like a few slices of ham, like deli sliced ham, some pepper jack cheese or Swiss cheese if you're feeling fancy, and then you put some spicy nacho Dorito chips on top of that. Spicy nacho. Like Cool Ranch is okay. Nacho cheese is pretty good, but you get some spicy nacho Doritos, push the bread down so all the chips crunch, and then oh man,
Get that kick.
is that a sandwich? That's how I do it.
Mm.
Question from Kaylee. Question from Laura. Oh, from Laura. So like on behalf of Laura. Hi, Laura. In episode 10, where Chip, so volume 2, episode 10, where Chip is talking to someone from Adaptive Innovations, he says, "Kudos to the family who put me back together." Is that the same family from the backstory episode, or is there another family involved that we haven't met yet? That's your backstory family, right, Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same family.
What did we what was their last name? I can't remember what their last name was.
I don't know, guys. That's on us.
Yeah.
I have to
End
listen
it.
to it again.
I wrote it. I don't remember what their last name is, but
But yes, it's same family, which makes that story even sadder.
yes, that's true. Kaylee, question: there was talk at some point of Patreon exclusive pins. Is that still gonna be a thing at some point? No pressure or anything. Just curious. We're kind of just like suspending new patron like things at this time, just because we don't know when we're going to be coming back. Post pandemic or even before the pandemic is officially like wrapped up or in the United States. So we just didn't want to like commit to new merchandise without really having like the core product of our podcast being readily available. So that's just kind of the approach we took. Is while we would love to have, like, we talked about things like lanyards and like vinyl stickers and or just vinyls in general, pens, whoops, and just things like, like physical merchandise. We would love to have that, and I hope we can still do that at some point in the future. It just doesn't feel good to have like what I would call like a premium tier, a physical merch tier, without the core product even being available. So at some point, we have the design for the pin. It's ready. It's literally ready to go. We can send it to the.
Should we show it?
I actually showed it so like a year ago when we were in Hoover. That was like the first design you ever made, and you texted it to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the very first one you ever sent me, and so I had it on my phone still, and I showed like a couple of the people in Hoover, which is, if we're being honest, most of the people in this chat, if I had to guess.
Boom.
But if you still have it, like, you can hit me, post in the Discord, and I'll show it on stream. But that's the plan is yes, we just don't know logistically what that looks like or have a time frame on that. Rip the Cracker Barrel when you showed us that. Yeah, you guys kind of went crazy. Not gonna lie, I felt bad for all the other people in the Cracker Barrel when you guys started freaking out.
Cracker Barrel's place to get off the hook.
Okay, is Danny loud enough? Because he is so loud in my ears now. But you guys, anywho, yeah, Cracker Barrel, that place was turned. Everyone was just like vibing, having a good time. Had myself some biscuits and gravy. Oh, so good.
Ooh.
And you guys just like don't like Alabama for some reason. I don't know why that is. It's a very fine place, filled with very fine people. But Mike and
Not
Dan
allowed to
just
go
said,
back.
yeah, you're not allowed. You got a restraining order.
Yep.
Until the court case is settled, you can't talk about it legally.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you guys seem to all like the print. I'm very glad to see that. Question. Oh wait, that was the pin question. Turkey and Gouda sandwich. I mean, that actually sounds pretty good too.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Now I want a sandwich. See, that's what I do, Matthew. I can't eat a sandwich right now, but I'm encouraging everyone else to do so. Oh, Cheetos on a PB&J? No, that's terrible. That's cancer.
Ooh.
Question, Reed, we met a guy in a duster and a cowboy hat in the Tomb Raiders one-off, and also in Volume 1 shortly after the plane. Who is... Okay. I'm reading your question, and I'm trying to think. I distinctly remember the guy you're talking about in the bar of the one-off in New York. He was just some NPC who I think gave them the location of...
Oh yeah.
He gave them the location of something, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember
It was like
the character.
he was. I mean, I just based him off McCree from Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He talked like Matt Mercer, had a real Southern drawl about him, and I'm pretty sure I tried to work in It's High Noon at some point, but I don't exactly remember like his name or why he may have shown up again. I don't think he showed up again after the Plane of the Damned series either. Probably just me pulling from a very small well of NPCs in my back pocket. I'm also just not that good with voices, so a lot of them tend to sound the same. But If there's anything, like, if you can give me an exact episode or a timestamp, I'll go back and listen to it and see if there's actually like anything that sparks in my memory. But as of right now, it does not ring a bell to me. Sorry, man. Come back to Hoover. I would love to go back to Hoover, man. I'd love to go back to Hoover. It's such a cool place. From Alex, question: would it ever be possible for you or someone else to play 5e in the Airhead Galaxy, like Magic classes with your custom races and tech? I mean, yeah, that would just have to be something that like people homebrew, because the plan is still to release a world book that allows people to make games in my game system, game world universe. So if someone wanted to bring in, you know, like actual magic apart from just whatever the Templars get from the deities, then that would definitely be something. But it would be a little wonky because the leveling, like scaling, would get a little weird. But I'm sure that an enterprising individual would be able to solve that problem. My grandpa turned me under the Cheeto sandwich when I was a kid. Again, like, I don't want to cast blame here or anything like that, but he just does not seem like a good person.
He did it wrong.
I'm kidding, of course. He's probably great. The question: you have to pick a different player to bring with you to each of the following. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. This is like the marry kill thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, question: you have to pick a different player character, so specifically a PC, to bring with you to each of the following: a cruise, an amusement park, and a haunted house. Who would you choose?
Chip on a cruise, hands down.
Milo to an amusement park.
Would you have to watch Milo though?
I just feel like everything would be so exciting to Milo. Like, how could you not just get like be filled with childhood whimsy watching him go crazy? A haunted house, I pick Brenna.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like a legit, like really haunted house. Like we're talking like an amusement haunted house.
Oh, I assumed it was legit haunted.
Oh, legit haunted? Akio, hands down.
What? Why Akio? I would take nowhere.
That
What?
necromancy? Come on.
Why Akio? Like the only time you ever used your necromancy powers was the very last episode, like the last 10 minutes of the last episode. So as far as like anyone around you knows, you've got no powers at all.
I thought I did something bad.
Well, you murdered someone in cold blood, but you didn't bring him
Yeah.
back.
That's true.
That's just murder. Dan.
Yeah,
That's just murder.
that's just murder hobo.
Is this necromancy?
Looking at the
Am
butterfly?
I doing it?
Is Milo tall enough for the rides? I mean, we would assume. I would put him on like
Right.
lifts. I'd put him in lifts. We'd make it work. I'd pick Grayek or Chip for the haunted house. And this is an interesting part too, because like pre-inhibition Chip or post-inhibition Chip. I think like pre would be hilarious because everything would be so dry and matter of fact.
Yeah, nothing would be scary to him.
Oh, he revived someone, then killed them after he realized he took a part of his
Yeah.
soul. That's what it was. Yeah, that's true. You did revive that mortician guy, and then when you realized your soul got fractured, you killed him again.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was like the very first time he tested out his necromancy powers.
It
And
was the little handcuff that Reed put on my necromancy power, so I didn't just go willy-nilly with it.
and
Okay, I'm saying Cruise, DJ Switch.
oh, Natch.
Oh,
He would be the like the boat entertainment.
That's what I'm saying. Amusement park, facts. You got to bring Milo because
Mhm.
you got to have a human ticket to get in. And haunted house, I'm gonna agree with Dan. Akio, so he can die there.
So he can die there.
this is your house now.
You're an inhabitant.
It's like, oh, that's where you can be buried at.
Just pick your plot. It's like a fun little game you play. Question from Ben. Any of you guys see 1917? Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
Dan and I think we saw it together, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think, my second favorite film of the year, second or third favorite film of the year. I enjoyed it very much.
I haven't seen it yet. Need to though.
It's very good. From a technical perspective, the film is utterly spectacular.
So good.
It's such an achievement on so many levels. Art direction, I mean, just like actual overall direction, sound design, I mean, production. The production, what is it called? Production design, like set dressing and stuff, is probably one of the finest films I've ever seen in terms of production design. It's so detailed and so like every little small thing is accounted for, and it's just perfect. And of course, the cinematography is just next level amazing. So, it's very, very good. I enjoyed it very much. It did make me laugh because I didn't even realize that one of the main characters is Tommen from Game of Thrones, and it turns out that Tommen and Richard Madden, who played the other guy, the oldest Stark boy, I forget his name at the I don't want to spoil Game of Thrones or anything like that, but they're both in the show, or both in the movie together, and I think they play brothers or something. So that was like an interesting. I totally missed that when I saw it for the first time. But Lucky in a haunted house would probably result in murder. Yeah, that's probably true. I think Lucky anywhere would be fun. So long as like anywhere but a bar, I would think would be a good time with him. I would take Sherwood to the amusement park to watch him yell at people saying he's too short to ride. Maybe. So many films this year to have a favorite. Yeah, like last year we were spoiled a little bit. At least we didn't realize we were spoiled until now, and it's just like the driest of dry spells.
I don't know, man. We got Sonic, we got Scooby Doo, we got Trolls 2.
Trolls 2. Shout out to Trolls 2. Question: would Brax have a single dominant arm or a dominant side, i.e., lower left hand versus right side? Okay, listen. I just spent a considerable amount of time and money, if I'm being honest, giving you guys official art for all of these races. I'm not telling you how their dominant hand works. You guys have to figure some things out on your own. I draw the line at dominant hand. You know what I mean? We have to leave some things up open to interpretation. Use your imagination on that one. Gosh, nothing is good enough for you guys. Nothing is good enough. Question: if you had to play a dwarf, what class would you be? Cleric. Shout out Dwarf Cleric, one of the most iconic race class combos in all of D&D history. I love dwarf clerics are the best, man. It's like clerics were made specifically to be played by dwarves. What about you, Dan?
I mean, I gotta go Necromancer.
That's not a class. Wizard is a class. Necromancy is a school.
Fine. Come back to me.
Okay.
Come back to me while I look it up.
Yeah.
Dwarf?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I like the idea of playing off the wall race class combos too, like a dwarf bard. I think would be very funny because
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Something that's like opposite that you wouldn't think would go together.
I think it'd be fun.
Dwarf rogue.
Dwarf rogue, yeah. I've actually seen. I saw a game. It was a podcast where someone played a dwarf rogue. If you RP it well enough, it actually becomes kind of funny. A dwarf bard would be fun. I just picture them doing like the really throaty, like guttural sound, where it's just like
gonna say, yeah,
like the Tuvan throat music. Yeah, where it's just like,
yeah.
Yeah, you sound like a didgeridoo. I think that would be funny. I mean, I played a bard that sang in Infernal, and I actually interpreted lyrics from English to Infernal. So I just kind of like going the extra mile with stupid stuff, like committing really hardcore to bad jokes. So that's just kind of like where my brain's at, anyways. So where did you land then, Dan?
A bard would be interesting, for sure. So maybe bard, because I like playing things that really push.
Yeah, I think a dwarf monk would also be hilarious.
Oh,
Because they're like the least flexible like race.
yes.
I think it'd be very fun to see like Gray as a
Mhm.
monk. That'd be funny to me.
A
Quest-
non-violent dwarf monk.
Oh, like a pacifist? Yeah, like
Yeah.
that'd be funny. Did Josh and Kelsey share their buffalo pizza? No, I mean, here's when I say we're in quarantine, guys, we're actually like the only two people from this podcast I've seen in person IRL for the last 5 months are these two, and that was once. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't see each other, so
Mm.
feels bad. I hate it, but they did not send me any of their buffalo pizza, and if I'm being honest, that doesn't sound very good. Buffalo sauce in general is just bad. It's bad. Like, I don't know. Sauce shouldn't be tangy and kind of like it's like vinegary. Like, how is that vinegar? That's not a flavor you want on your wings.
Vinegar on a pizza?
Boy, are you crazy.
You know what this pizza's missing? Vinegar. Give me some of that malt vinegar.
Ellen, question: anyone excited for either of the new consoles or any games coming out in the future? That's good. What do you guys like? I know we've actually talked a little bit independently about this because we're gamers, you know. We play the games.
For gamer dads.
But so we've talked about what console we would get if we got one. Dan, what do you think?
Nothing's like really flipped my switch for this next gen. Since I have a PC, pretty much anything Microsoft comes out with, I'll be able to play on PC.
Yeah. I think that's the real benefit is for me, it's like if I do get a console at all, it's almost guaranteed to be the PS5. But only once like their second version, like the Pro version comes out, because then it'll already have a catalog of games, and every first party Microsoft title is coming out on PC as well. So there's really no need to get an Xbox, at least not for me, because I prefer gaming on PC anyways. So I'm like 95% going to get one at some point, but it would be the PS5 probably. Mike?
I'm kind of on the same lines. I think I like having a separation now. We just got a Switch like 2 days ago, so that's been
Nice.
the one system that I want. And obviously the kids love it. So I'm not probably ever going to get a PlayStation or an Xbox. I'd probably get like an updated PC just for myself.
Yeah.
So.
You got to get that Mario Odyssey, man. It's so good.
I know. We're playing Pokemon now, and then I want to get Zelda or Mario.
Yeah, both. Can you like? I've been playing Nintendo games since I was literally before I was 2 years old. We got my first Nintendo Entertainment System when Christmas of my second Christmas, but I wasn't quite 2 yet, and I can't think of any time where Nintendo launched a console so strongly with a full core standalone Mario 3D platforming Mario game and a standalone Zelda adventure in the same calendar year, and both of those games are literally like, you know, best of generation contenders. So it's like the Switch started so flipping strong, and their first party lineup, it's so stacked right now. Like the first party lineup is so good.
I think the Switch is kind of what I want for a console too. Like, because an Xbox or a PS5, like, really, I don't want to play games on there anyways. So it's like I'd rather play games on the PC. Like the Switch is just providing something, and the games that I just can't play.
Yeah,
and I just want to play with my family. So I just love that being what the console has turned into for me, and not trying to balance between like having an Xbox and a PC when we were a little bit younger. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of transitioned into PC for me. I just like the functionality of it. So,
Kaylee says, "I'm just curious," which of course means the dominant arm thing. Hey, you know, I appreciate the curiosity, but you know, I draw the line. You got to do it. I wanted to hear your creative input. Sorry. Craig, question: if you were left-handed and you got an Echo, would you have to get a left-handed Echo? Gosh dang it! Like, no, you can decide for your. I mean, it's literally yourself, just in a different body. So I imagine like
live on the wild side, get a right-handed one.
I am
Experience life in the right hand lane.
I imagine those like like ingrained character traits would still be a part of it though. I don't know. I'm whatever. I swear I'm finally asking about your freaking homebrew races and I get shut down dropping Patreon forever, shaking my head. You know, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? You can't win, not with me. Question, Reed, did you get that tat yet? I haven't. I want to Tibetan throat singing. Yeah, that's what it is. I want to I don't just want to like go get a tattoo willy-nilly. You got to like think about it. I'm not Dan who just be like, I'm going to get a tattoo today and then go do it. I respect it. And it, like luckily for you it came out looking really good.
I scheduled it.
Oh, you did schedule it?
I did.
When you texted me, you made it sound like it was a spur of the
Like,
moment
it was
thing.
just like, hey, guess what I did today?
Yeah, that's actually how I'm pretty sure how you phrased it. So, you know, I'm not ready to like commit. Plus I don't like. I think it'd be difficult to get a tattoo right now, like COVID and all that stuff. Maybe not. Actually, both of you guys have gotten tattoo updates. During the pandemic, so maybe I'm just full of crap. But
Mike, what'd you get?
I got some in my hand, done some more.
Nice.
Yeah, when we're having a pandemic, I'm like, let's get some needles and really open up my arm here.
Yeah.
You know, I think too, like, I don't have anything that I feel is like I'm a core part of my of like who I am. I'm very surface level. I've got no defining characteristics about me at all. So I feel like if I want to get some permanent ink, I would want it to mean something. So it would probably be like, I don't know, like
the Triforce on your back.
like a Chiefs tattoo or something. I mean, like it would probably be something like that.
Ooh, top of your hand, the your favorite pizza toppings. So it just looked like a slice of pizza when it was sitting on the desk.
What you
Don't you want that, Reed?
Yeah, like a slice of pizza on your hand.
Yeah.
You know, you like pizza, so I'm gonna get a tattoo.
I'd get like a actual size lifesaver, like wrapped, or like a Jolly Rancher, like wrapped, but with like hyper detailed, so it always looked like I have a Jolly Rancher resting on my hand.
Yes.
Dan, you're so dumb.
You first, Dan, and then Reed will get one.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get matching ones. I think I triggered Matt about the buffalo sauce. Sorry, guy. Oh, he says I just know he hasn't had a good chicken wing. I mean, I feel like I've had some good chicken wings. It's possible that I haven't had good buffalo sauce. I fully acknowledge that is a possibility, but every buffalo sauce I've had I've disliked. So at some point you stop thinking maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the other thing.
And doesn't Matt actually live in Buffalo?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
I mean, if anyone's going to do it right, it's going to be the place where it was invented. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like
that's it.
And they invented chicken wings. So like I totally get the fact that like it's probably the best chicken wings in the country are probably in Buffalo. I acknowledge that. But I just have not had good buffalo sauce. But I've had great chicken wings. Someone just said Flight Sim 2020. Just that, no question, just the word Flight Sim 2020. I think, honestly...
That's who I'm voting for.
Flight/Sim 2020. I don't know who these two candidates are, but I'm for it.
Write it in on your ballot.
Take me anywhere but here. Flight Simulator.
I think... I think Flight Sim 2020 actually looks really cool. If I had all had the patience for sim games anymore, I feel like I could just lose days into the game like that. But it's also so brutally true to life that I don't know. I feel like it would be difficult. Like the learning curve, it would be so steep that it would be difficult for me to like really commit. But, rip Nintendo, they don't really have much we know about. I know. Like honestly, the second half of the Switch's lifespan, they've really dropped the ball. They should be porting all their best GameCube games.
Give me Rogue Squadron? Come on.
Well,
Come on.
I think that's tricky because I don't think they have the rights to it anymore. But I mean, like, why can't we have the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Switch? That's like a no-brainer.
I want a new Pilot Wings. Give me that Pilot Wing Switch.
Just play Flight Sim. We were just talking about that.
Pilot Wings, though, dog. You remember
I
Pilot
do.
Wings on 64 when
It
64 came out? How incredible that was.
It was a launch title.
It was
there were
awesome.
2 launch titles on the N64: Super Mario 64 and Pilot Wings. One of them was good.
I remember playing Pilot Wings at the Target demo console.
Oh yeah, where the TV's way up high and you have to like, but you play for 5 minutes, you have a neck cramp.
Yep.
But
Or
yeah,
you remember you could rent a console for a weekend from Blockbuster?
I did that so many times. I would get
Yeah.
Star Fox 64, a Rumble Pack, and an N64,
That's it.
and I'd have it for 4 days.
And the Mountain Dew.
You gotta have it. I would take that to my dad's office over the summer because like he'd be like, "Hey, just come hang out with me." I'd be like, "Okay, but I'm just gonna play Nintendo the whole time." He's like, "That's fine," and so I did that.
Oh,
Question: have you ever been to KC Comic Con? I've never been to any Comic Con. You know, I've said this about a lot of things. I said it about D&D originally, and I feel similarly about Comic Cons, or just I want to say conventions in general. Even though I have been to a couple conventions as a panelist, but like a comic convention seems like almost the nerdy bridge too far for me. Where it's like I like nerdy things, fully own up to that, fully commit to it, but just like there's a certain anxiety that becomes very present in me when I'm just surrounded by people and I just get very uncomfortable. And so I don't know. I feel like even though all these people like we have shared interests, I feel like it'd be very challenging for me to actually feel comfortable in a place like that. I would just be like high stress and probably want to leave after like an hour, which would not justify the cost of admission or the time spent getting down to Kansas City. But do you guys ever go like? Because I know Omaha has some conventions too. Have you guys ever been out like to any of those?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever solo go to a con. If I had like a handful of friends that were like, "Hey, let's go check this out," I'd be much more inclined to do it.
Yeah. Again, nothing again. I like I said the same thing about D&D. Like I love Lord of the Rings and fantasy, but D&D that's too nerdy for me. And no, look at me, I'm a flippin' idiot. So it's entirely possible that I would say the same thing about conventions, and it would trigger some cool like mental thing for me. I'd be like, oh man, this is awesome. I just want to do it more and more and more because I know that happens for people. I just don't. I know me pretty well. I don't see that happening for me, but. Much respect to people that like do the con circuit because I mean I think that's cool, but it's just I don't know that it's anything I could ever do. Chiefs for life across your forehead? No. Like listen, I mean, well maybe.
Chess though.
Oh, obviously the chest. I would just here's the thing. I would find like a cutout of Patrick Mahomes and just put a full body size tattoo of him on my body. So like his face on mine, arms on my arms. So like just a permanent Halloween costume. Question: if you lived in a D&D world, what race would you be?
Human.
You're so boring.
Human. No.
Yeah. It's surprising nobody.
Dab.
I don't know, man. Elf, probably. They look kind of cool.
Okay.
Long life.
Yeah. You know, even more time for me to waste. What would you like on your pizza? Holds up hand. Gosh.
Can you make this?
Wait, Matt is getting triggered by it being called buffalo sauce. Am I crazy? Like, there's a sauce called buffalo sauce,
Oh, for sure.
right? Like,
Maybe in Buffalo it's just sauce.
ooh.
You
Dan,
got
do
your
you-
dry rub wings or you got your sauce wings. That's it.
Dan, do you call it Asian food or just food?
It's just food, baby.
Also, the pizza
We're
was a
getting
cheese.
crazy. We call it fusion.
Ooh. I saw someone on Reddit made a mixture of like Belgian and Korean or something, or German and Korean. It was
Oh.
surprisingly delicious looking. I thought it was like I was like,
Sausage for me?
yeah, but it was also still some like like chopstick
Instead of
foods as well.
Sure, instead of sauerkraut, you have kimchi.
And like I think they made
Kimchi
like
and
a
sausage.
I think they made like a latke too. So
Okay.
it was pretty dope looking. The pizza was a cheese and pepperoni pizza from Buffalo, not buffalo wing pizza. I mean, like, sure. I'm just confused by that in general because like okay. I'm assuming you sent them a pizza. You know, congratulations
How
for
do
the
you send someone pizza?
Well, you can just like call up a Papa John's or something, and they're like in someone's home city and be like, "Can you deliver to this address?" or something like that.
Oh yeah, but I was thinking it was like a specialty pizza from Buffalo.
Well, no, that's my question is because she specifically says the pizza was a cheese and pepperoni pizza from Buffalo. So it's like, was it like a take and bake, like a frozen thing, and like you just send it in the mail? And if that's the case, how did it stay frozen? I don't. That raises more questions to me than it creates answers. That's my take. I want to play Crimson Skies again. Man, I haven't played Crimson Skies in so long. That was the launch title for Xbox Live. Little trivia for you there. This is now the retro gaming cast. Yeah, come on, guys. We slide into the default. I miss cons and I need an excuse to hang out with friends and cosplay. I think if you're big into cosplay, obviously conventions are like paradise. I think that'd be dope. I don't know. Like I would have to have a very specific, like very dedicated vision for a cosplay in order for me to really like go hard in that scene. I mean, I would even like Halloween because if I'm gonna dress up for Halloween, I commit.
Oh, let me tell y'all.
Dan's witness
goes hard for Halloween.
But like, it's so. We used to have Halloween get-togethers at Danny's place, and the thing is, like,
I'm remembering your bald Walter White.
Yeah,
in the chem suit. It was perfect.
I dressed up as Walter White from Breaking Bad, bald, and I shaved all of my facial hair except my goatee. I've made a goatee, and
amazing.
I even tried to like lighten my goatee a little bit to match his hair color. Like, I bought glasses, broke them, reattached them with tape. I made fake meth, like the rock candy stuff. I even printed out Los Pollos Hermanos stickers that I put on a hazmat suit. I went hard in the paint for this costume, but I just like to be able to do that and like invest that kind of time for a convention. I just don't know. So I would have to really like have an idea for a costume in my head and then like really want to execute it. But yeah. Like when I have a costume in mind, I don't back down, man. Bald Reed, it's a thing. I'd never go solo to a con, but with friends, yes. I mean, I feel like that's probably true. But at the same time, these guys would never go to a con with me, so they're like my only friends.
I'd go to a con with you.
You would not.
I would.
I'm pressing X.
I'll say it on here so it's on record. I'd do it.
I'd press X to doubt. Question, is cosplay another bridge too far? Thanks, Alex. I see that question. I think, like, I say yes, but at the same time, I fully understand that I could dip the toe and really like it. But again, like, proper cosplay is really expensive, too. Like, you have to be, like, a leathersmith and know how to like model stuff for 3D printers and do like low voltage electrical work for RGB lights. Like there's just a lot. There's a lot that goes into really good cosplay.
You just gotta find something that is super close to what you're already working with. Like since sneak attack is a thing, you could just throw on your t-shirt, a pair of jeans, and be Reed the DM.
See, that's terrible. I would never
throw on a baseball hat and be Glenn from Walking Dead.
That's racist. I would never just like want to put together a low effort cosplay like that though. That's the problem. If I'm gonna cosplay, someone has to be able to look at me and be like, I know what that is, but not like be so popular. But just if someone is in like the fandom that I'm a part of, they could look at it and be like, oh, I know for a fact what this guy's going for. That's awesome. Like I think
it'd be fun to do Hollywood makeup.
Tiffany actually wanted to do that for her career for a while. And she's really good with makeup and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think she could if she learned like the prosthetic stuff. But
If
Yeah.
I was Glenn from Walking Dead after he got hit the first time with the baseball bat,
with the eyeball.
yeah.
What about you? Would you? I know the answer, Mike. Would you ever cosplay?
Whatever cosplay.
Would you ever cosplay?
Yes, but I would want to like be something where I'm not a person anymore, so I could just go all in. Like, can I be like in a mech? I'd be like Diva, but always in the mech, so no one would know that I'm in there.
It'd be
And then I
super
feel like
funny
that
if there was,
turns
like,
into
You could be. You could
that
be
turns
like.
into LARPing.
Yeah. That's again like watching Lord of the Rings is the gateway drug to D&D, which is the gateway drug to cosplay, which is the gateway drug to LARPing, and no one wants that. So, I could see you doing like a mean like Jim Raynor, you know, behind the double visor. That'd be dope.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But again, that's a lot of money.
lot
Someone
of
bring
money.
me that. I'll wear it, right? If someone wants to make it, and I'll wear it there.
I really like Adam Savage of Mythbusters fame.
Hmm.
He is famous for like committing really hard to really obscure costumes for cosplay, and I think that's awesome. Like if I was going to do it, that's the way I would do it. He had this really awesome 2001 A Space Odyssey cosplay where he like found authentic replicas of the spacesuits from the movie, and then he hand built his own like exploration capsule where they like go and like they put in samples from different things, but he converted it into a lunchbox, but it looked like the legit sample container.
Awesome.
It was incredible. Of course, he's a modeler anyways. Like that's what he did for a living before he did Mythbusters, so he just has that skill set.
That's awesome.
Ben asks, any of you gents have rad RGB on your PC? I don't. The only lights on my PC are from my graphics card and motherboard, but no like custom RGB.
I do, but it's totally hidden.
Danny is boring. Yep. I don't know why, but someone says Danny is boring, and so I just got to agree with it. A question: if you had to cosplay as a sneak attack player character, who would you want to cosplay the least? That's from Craig. Thank you, Craig.
Any character, or does it have to be one of ours?
Player character.
Yeah.
Doesn't have
anyone's player
yeah,
character, not
anyone.
one that we've played only.
Anyone.
Can we do least and then also just say if we were forced to, like what would we go for?
Sure.
If we're like, okay, we're going to convention, and you can't be like Reed, you can't be Reed the DM.
Right.
That's a no. That's come on now.
Yeah. The character I would want to cosplay as the least would be Lucky.
Oh.
I feel like there's just a lot of skin exposed.
Yeah, I mean, you just
Yeah.
basically have a loincloth.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. I think
But those sweet dreads.
as
That'd be
cool-
really hard to
That's-
pull off.
Yeah, I mean,
The arms.
the arms would
really
be tricky.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would almost need like some sort of tunic to help cover where the arms meet your torso, but
Mhm.
and again, that's a logistical answer because I think a Lucky cosplay would be dope. However, I don't want to go to the work to create that. But if someone wants to send me pictures, I think that'd be cool. Yeah. So mine would be Lucky. What about you, Mike?
My least. Yeah, I think Lucky too, just on the technical side, because I don't think I could pull it off. I feel like I would not want to do the Colonel because it'd be hard to make that interesting outside of like a standard, like, are you just a
Or Stolen
Civil
Valor.
War reenactment?
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
just exactly. That's what I said. Like,
But
if
I don't-
someone
I don't
looks at
think
me,
you
I
could-
want them to know.
Yeah. But I don't think it would be bad. Like, I think you can make it really awesome. I just don't know how I would make it be like, that's the Colonel, instead
Right.
of like, what are you an NPC in some other game?
Yeah.
Dan, least. And then we'll do the ones we would do.
I agree about Lucky, but since we've all been saying Lucky,
And Josh is not here to defend.
Yep.
You can say Greg for your next one.
Listen,
Or
I was
move.
kind of thinking Greg.
Wow. Okay, Dan.
What's funny is I actually think Greg or Brenna would be the easiest of any of the PCs to cosplay as and like be identifiable.
Greg, though, they'd just be like, "Are you Gimli?"
Well, no, like Greg has the mall, which he custom designed, so like that already has like an identifier. But also, all you gotta do is like tuck the beard in and do a few other minor things, and it's like, oh, okay, I see it. Brenna, give her the coat. I mean, that's an easy win. The coat and the ears, and you're like you're set pretty much.
And you could have the rainbow, the Technicolored.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you toss a bow on your shoulder, you have the Technicolor coat, and then put on some fake ears. That's Brenna. I mean, like, and then a banjo, easy, easy.
And your rock.
Yeah, in your little rock. Pepperoni asked question: can you just drop D&D and do a trivia podcast? I love trivia, man. It's I am a huge
bad
fan.
Trivia.
Yeah,
We'll do a trivia podcast where the contestants only get 10% of the answers right.
Yeah, I love trivia. It's my brain just like remembers the dumbest stuff, so it totally works out in my favor. But I'm a huge fan of useless knowledge that is only good at like flexing some non-existent muscle, like gaining some fake cred with my friends who don't give a crap. Question. Oh yeah, that was from Pepperoni. Question from Kaylee. Reed, if you cosplay BDG, can we get a video of your journey to Jorts? Sure. And it's not an if, but a when I cosplay BDG. A question, even if you don't cosplay BDG, can we still get a video of your journey to Jorts? Sure. If you guys don't know who BDG is, I think Mike and I have talked about him before. He hosts a show called Unraveled on Polygon's YouTube, and it's very good. His one about the Halo lore is just came out recently, and it's very good.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
It's like the video's like half an hour long, so it's a commitment.
Okay, those are good.
But it was a year in the making.
Oh my gosh.
He literally, so the video starts with him being like, it's June 30th, 2019, and blah, here's my goal. And then it cuts to like 1 year later. And of course the pandemic has happened. Everything's changed. It's very funny. Like it's
so good.
And he's just so well spoken too. Like the way he writes is so clever. And he's 25 years old. I'm just like, dude, I'm so jealous of like his creative writing skills. He's so talented.
I love the Kingdom Hearts one.
Oh, that one's very good. Yeah.
The story, he calls like a story circle.
Yeah.
And he makes that thing. He's like, it all comes back to, and then like, do you know there's a sixth one? And he's like, what?
Like he walks to the other side of the studio and he pulls a thing. Or I love his Zelda timeline where there's a basketball timeline. Yeah. We just call this the basketball timeline. So yeah, if you guys don't know who BDG is, go watch his videos on Polygon's YouTube. They're very good. I mean, pretty much everything Polygon puts out on YouTube is very good. Even their like board game stuff and some of their some of the stuff with their other hosts. They're all incredibly talented. Question:
did you see the one where they play that? It's like a tabletop board game, but they played it quarantine over
Zoom
or something.
I haven't seen any of their tabletop stuff they've done post pandemic. Question. Oh, this is an actual sneak attack question. Wow. Okay. Buzzkill.
Okay. All right, guys.
When the crew infiltrated the collective ship, how are you planning on them getting in? You said it'd be in the DM notes, but it's not, and I'm very curious. That's been a while. Like, give me a second. It's possible I had it written down, like physically written down. Which is like the notes I was referring to, and I don't copy those notes anymore because they're mostly incoherent mess. So it's possible I had them written down there. Otherwise, sometimes I'll have a destination in mind without a real idea in my head of how the group gets in, and then just let them kind of figure it out as we go, and then I'll riff off them, and we just kind of make it work on the fly. That's my favorite kind of DMing anyways, of just like having an outline, and then the tangential points are very loose and we just kind of figure it out. So, because that's where Carl's Repair came from, right? Is trying to figure out how to get into the collective ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, if I had ever tried to map that out, like none of that would have happened. And Carl's Repair is one of my favorite things of all time. So,
I just got a notification that that domain's coming up for renewal.
you own Carl's Repair?
I own carlsrepair.space.
Oh gosh.
How much did you pay for that domain?
I don't remember.
Oh
I had
gosh.
such big plans for that.
Yeah. Question from Colin. Question: would any of you dress up and go to a Renaissance festival? Not really cosplay. I would say probably no. Yeah, I would say probably not. Again, I've heard from people who have gone. We had someone. I was moderately like in contact with her. She goes by Guilty, who's big in the Ren Fair scene and like totally swore by it, loves it, had a bunch of great stories from people that she met and hung out with at Ren Fairs, and I think that's awesome. But again, I have the same, like, just thinking about it, I have the same mental anxiety about a Ren Fair that I expressed earlier about conventions. So I just feel like that's probably not something I would do. However, if I actually went like experience one, I'd maybe go like, okay, that was pretty fun. But
Could I dress as a samurai?
that's not the Renaissance, Dan.
Same time period, isn't it? Just different locale.
What is the Renaissance? To like 1200 to 1400?
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose samurai were like in the 1300s, right?
Oh, give me that sweet mask.
I'm gonna be Tom Cruise then,
Mm,
and I'm the last samurai.
well,
Question, Mike, would you ever cosplay as Chip?
Yes. Easy.
There you go.
there's your mech suit.
Question, I know this has been mentioned before, but will we ever get the explosion audio that you guys recorded for Ethan's backstory? Has that been lost to time? I completely forgot about that, if we're being honest. I will see what I can do.
Is that the one where we were just all screaming?
We were screaming like, "Oh God, it's the fire! It burns!" And I scrapped it. I was like, "This is unusable. This is absolute
Oh.
trash."
I was just thinking about recording that the other day and how much fun that was.
I promise I have it because I keep all the raw audio, but I'll see what I can do. That'd be very funny. All right, we're very nearly at the end, so let's get through the last questions. Question: when cosplaying, is it all about looking the part, or do you think you would have to act the part too? Oh, that's a good question. I feel like I wouldn't act the part. Like if it was like, you know, for a contest, like you walk on stage and you have to, like, I would probably like ham it up a little bit. You know, if I'm Master Chief, I would do like some Master Chief poses and you know, probably teabags and stuff like that. But you know, I don't think like if I went as like who's the, you know, if I went as Deadpool, I wouldn't just like troll people all the time. I would just like mind my own business while dressed as Deadpool. You know what I mean?
Mm.
What about you, Dan? Would you be in character the whole time if you cosplayed as someone?
I would have to be, I think.
You're
Or
just
at
too
least,
committed.
like it would have to it would have to do something that like boosted my confidence and really like I'd have to at least in some way become that character.
I get you.
Or I think I would feel ridiculous after a while.
What about you, Mike?
I don't know. Depends on the crew I came with. Like, I feel like if we all went and we're like, yeah, we're going to be doing this the whole time, then I would be down for it. But if we were like, we're just going to hang out, then I just wear the costume.
There you go. Question from Alex Reed. Have you tried out for Jeopardy? No, that's like, my trivia knowledge is limited to just a handful of topics. You know, as soon as you start getting the actual useful knowledge, like who wrote what book and what is the name of this obscure lake next to this small country, that part, it gets just like, I'm just not good at that. You know, there was, it's funny, there's a famous, or I guess like, I don't know how famous it is, but it kind of circulated the internet for a while. It was a clip of Jeopardy contestants getting football related questions. And like, even the $1,000 question was so easy, but like, no, not a single person even put in a guess. Even for any of the football questions, I was like, see, this is my trivia. movies, shows, sci-fi. Like I'm all about that. But if you ask me, what's the peak elevation for some mountain in the in the Swiss Alps, I'm be like, I don't flipping know. Sorry. Jeopardy contestants are terrible at sports. Yeah. Like if you can meld my brain, like pop culture sports brain, with a Jeopardy contestant, like you'd have literally the best trivia person in the world. I firmly believe that. Question, Danny, would you ever play a non-human?
Oh, in D&D?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like as a main?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I've created non-humans. I've just not been able to play them yet.
Okay. I mean, you've had 3 opportunities.
Hey, I've currently got one for Volume 2 made. That is a non-human.
Oh, you gotta tell us the race then.
It's just waiting.
You gotta tell us the race.
It's the one where everybody looks the same, so they distinguish themselves by like tattoos.
Praetorians.
Yes.
Okay, I'm down. And
I'm never mind.
Okay, yeah, no more. No more. That's all you get. That's a freebie, listeners. So thank you guys for stopping in. Again, I know that it's tricky, having a Q&A about Sneak Attack when we haven't had Sneak Attack for a while, and the fact that we still have, I mean, I don't know how many people are here, probably like over 15 people or so. I think is really great, and it's a testament to your guys' passion for the show, and for collaborative storytelling, and just us as creators. So really, that it means a lot to me that you guys are here every month, and we can fill this hour, and it doesn't feel slow. Like we can talk about any like nonsense even and stuff like that, but it just feels like hanging out with friends. And so I feel very lucky to be in a position where, as a creator, we have a fan base that just wants to come and like hang out as friends and just shoot the breeze for an hour. And it means a lot that you guys are here every month. So appreciate you guys. Like I said, we're very excited about the print that's coming out. If you were at that class 3 tier for the month of June, expect that to be hitting your mailboxes hopefully by the end of August. But once we actually get the printing process going, I'll keep you guys more up to date. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the July wink wink live stream Q&A. We'll do a proper August one, don't worry. And hopefully, as for the few weeks down the road before that happens, hopefully we can get all 5 of us in here, because it's been a while since we've had all 5. But obviously, Josh and Kelsey have a pretty decent excuse for not being here right now, but I just like having all of us together. It always feels good. So I want to show you guys one more thing, because I did get someone sent me a message. It was this. Yeah, there it is. That's the design for the Patreon exclusive pin, if we ever make one. So, again, I feel very, very confident that it will happen at some point. I just don't have a great timeline for what that would be. So, you got to go OG Pineapple Gang. Looks great. Looks awesome. This was the first design Mike sent me, and I think it looked amazing. So, it's so good. It's so good. You are 100% correct about that. So, no. There we go. All right, we're back. Anywho, so appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Happy August. Have a good month. Be active in the Discord. There's a link to the Discord in the description for this YouTube video. Like when it's done and you can watch it again, there's a link to the Discord if you're not in it. So hop in there, join the community. It's super active even when episodes aren't releasing, which again is just a testament to how awesome you guys are. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. We will see you at the end of this month for the August live stream. But until then, be good. I hope you guys have a happy Sunday, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye. Bye.